stunning small garden ideas, simple and budget-friendly decoration tips. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this presentation on the art of designing small but extremely beautiful gardens. In a world where urban living often limits the amount of space we have, the idea of a garden that radiates beauty, tranquility, and functionality within a compact area has never been more relevant. When most people think of gardens, they imagine vast lawns, countryside landscapes, or wide backyards. But for millions of people living in cities, outdoor space is a precious luxury. Instead of seeing this as a limitation, modern architecture and landscaping treat it as an opportunity, a chance to showcase how creativity and design innovation can flourish even within the smallest boundaries. A garden of only a few square meters can hold more meaning, charm, and impact than a large but unorganized space. The rise of small garden design is closely tied to social and cultural changes. Urban density, high land prices, and the growing appeal of minimalism have pushed architects and homeowners to embrace compact outdoor spaces. At the same time, the need for sustainability and the global wellness movement have elevated the importance of nature in our daily lives. Countries like Japan have long pioneered this philosophy with their tsuboniwa, tiny courtyard gardens that bring serenity into dense urban homes. Today, this tradition inspires people around the world. Why are small gardens so appealing in the modern era? First, they offer a direct connection to nature even in the busiest cities. Second, they align with sustainability by using fewer resources while still supporting biodiversity. Third, they embody design precision. Every choice, from plant selection to furniture placement, must be deliberate, which creates an elegant outcome. Fourth, they are cost-effective, showing that beauty does not require extravagant spending. Finally, they promote well-being by offering a personal sanctuary for rest, meditation, or creativity. The design of a successful small garden rests on several principles. A careful balance between hardscape and softscape is essential, ensuring that structural elements like pathways, decks, or pergolas complement the greenery rather than overwhelm it. Vertical solutions such as wall gardens and trellises allow plants to flourish without consuming ground space. Layering creates visual depth, while zoning ensures functionality. Even a small garden can have a sitting corner, a water feature, or a path. Minimalism, with its emphasis on simplicity and harmony, prevents visual clutter and amplifies the sense of beauty. And most importantly, the garden must be integrated into the architecture of the house. Sliding doors, open windows, or indoor-outdoor transitions can make a small garden feel like an expansive extension of the home. Architecture today emphasizes openness, natural light, and a seamless connection between interior and exterior. Small gardens play a central role in achieving these qualities. Scandinavian design, for example, may highlight clean lines, soft colors, and wood textures, complemented by a minimalist garden of potted plants and gravel paths. Meanwhile, Mediterranean-inspired homes often feature terracotta tiles, climbing vines, and vibrant flowers to create warmth and energy. Each architectural style uses the garden not as an accessory, but as an essential part of the living experience. Current global trends further shape the character of small gardens. Biophilic design emphasizes nature's ability to reduce stress and improve mental health, making gardens integral to modern homes. Sustainability is driving the use of native plants, recycled materials, and low-maintenance landscaping. Multifunctional gardens are becoming more popular, serving not only as decorative green spaces, but also as areas for dining, yoga, or remote work. Smart technology now plays a role with solar-powered lighting, automated irrigation, and sensor-based care, making maintenance easier and more efficient. Cultural fusion is also increasingly evident, as homeowners combine Japanese Zen concepts with tropical or Mediterranean influences, creating gardens that reflect global lifestyles. Beyond their visual appeal, small gardens carry deep emotional value. They fulfill a human need for connection with the natural world. In an era dominated by screens and concrete, these green sanctuaries help us slow down, breathe, and reconnect with ourselves. Socially, they express personality and identity. They tell visitors something about the homeowner's taste, culture, and philosophy of living. A thoughtfully designed garden is remembered not only for its beauty, but for the feelings it inspires. Looking ahead, the future of garden design will continue to be shaped by sustainability, urbanization, and changing lifestyles. Small gardens will become even more significant as models of how to live harmoniously with limited resources while maintaining elegance and well-being. The lesson is clear. Beauty does not depend on size, but on intention. A narrow balcony can transform into a vertical oasis. A modest courtyard can become a retreat filled with fragrance, sound, and texture. This first stage of our journey has established the importance of small gardens, the guiding principles of their design, and the cultural, psychological, and social reasons behind their growing relevance. In the next stage, we will move deeper into practical strategies, material selections, and real-life case studies that demonstrate how these principles are brought to life in modern architecture and landscaping. When we begin to explore the strategies that transform limited outdoor areas into breathtaking sanctuaries, it becomes clear that success lies in detail, creativity, and the thoughtful blending of nature with architecture. Small gardens demand an approach that treats every square meter as an opportunity. It is not simply about planting flowers, it is about creating an experience, an environment where form, function, and feeling work together in harmony. The first strategy that designers employ is spatial optimization. This means studying the shape and orientation of the available space before making design decisions. A long, narrow garden, for instance, benefits from diagonal pathways or staggered planting beds to break the linear monotony. A square courtyard can use a central focal point, such as a tree, fountain, or sculpture, to anchor the design. By playing with perception, small gardens can feel larger, more dynamic, and more inviting than their actual dimensions. Material choice is another powerful tool. Natural stone, wood, recycled bricks, and gravel create texture and warmth. Smooth concrete, glass, and steel convey modern elegance. Designers often combine materials to reflect both function and style. Wooden decks for seating, stone borders for plants, or gravel for drainage. The key is cohesion. Even in a small garden, mismatched materials can create visual chaos, while consistent tones and textures establish unity. Lighting is one of the most underestimated yet transformative aspects of garden design. In small gardens, strategic lighting extends usability into the evening and highlights the most beautiful elements. Warm lights under benches, spotlights directed at trees, or lanterns hanging from pergolas create atmosphere. More importantly, lighting builds layers, guiding the eye and shaping perception of depth and intimacy. As sustainability advances, solar-powered and LED fixtures make this both eco-friendly and cost-efficient. Water features, even in miniature form, carry extraordinary impact. The gentle sound of running water masks urban noise, introducing serenity. Designers often incorporate slim fountains against walls, reflective basins, or narrow stone channels. The principle is not size, but placement. Positioned correctly, a water feature becomes the heart of the garden, infusing life and rhythm into the space. Plant selection requires careful curation. In small gardens, every plant must serve a purpose. Designers often choose a combination of evergreen plants for year-round structure, flowering species for seasonal interest, and ornamental grasses for movement. Climbers and vines such as jasmine, ivy, or bougainvillea maximize vertical surfaces. Container planting offers flexibility, allowing homeowners to rearrange and experiment with composition. Colors are also intentional. Neutral green backdrops with bursts of bright flowers create balance without overwhelming the senses. Furniture in small gardens is both functional and sculptural. Lightweight, foldable chairs, built-in benches, or modular seating adapt easily to different activities. Designers increasingly use custom-made pieces that fit perfectly into corners or along walls. Materials like rattan, treated wood, or metal can match the architectural style of the home, ensuring visual continuity. Importantly, furniture should not overcrowd the space, but rather invite interaction. Case studies from around the world illustrate these principles vividly. In a compact townhouse in London, a 20 square meter backyard was transformed with vertical gardens, mirrored walls to reflect light, and a slim water rill. The result was a sanctuary that felt twice its size. In Tokyo, a narrow strip of land between buildings was turned into a bamboo-lined path leading to a tiny courtyard with a stone lantern and moss ground cover, a traditional Zen atmosphere adapted to modern life. In São Paulo, designers used bold tropical plants, bright tiles, and recycled wood furniture to inject color and energy into a rooftop garden overlooking the city. Each case demonstrates how cultural context, climate, and creativity merge to produce unique identities for small gardens. Sustainability remains central to contemporary garden design. Beyond plant choice, sustainable practices include rainwater harvesting, composting, and permeable surfaces to reduce runoff. Gray water recycling systems irrigate plants efficiently, while solar panels power lighting. Designers are increasingly considering gardens not as isolated features, but as contributors to urban ecology. Even the smallest courtyard can host pollinator-friendly plants, provide shade that reduces energy use, and act as a microhabitat for birds and insects. Another significant trend is multifunctionality. The modern garden is no longer just a green display. It may function as an outdoor living room, a dining space, a yoga studio, or even a compact office. Pergolas and retractable canopies allow year-round use. Portable fire pits, small grills, and foldable tables create spaces for gatherings. By layering activities into the garden, designers maximize the value of every square meter, making outdoor areas integral to daily living. The digital age has also influenced garden design. Smart irrigation systems monitor soil moisture and weather forecasts to provide precise watering. Applications track plant health and suggest care routines. Remote-controlled lighting systems adjust ambience with a single touch. These innovations make gardening more accessible, even for those with little time or experience. Technology bridges the gap between modern convenience and timeless natural beauty. Psychologically, small gardens address the increasing need for wellness. Urban stress, long working hours, and constant digital engagement push people towards spaces where they can unwind. Studies show that exposure to greenery lowers blood pressure, reduces anxiety, and boosts creativity. A small garden, designed thoughtfully, becomes a personal sanctuary where individuals can meditate, read, or simply breathe fresh air. This fusion of design and wellness is one of the strongest drivers of current garden trends. Looking at the architectural influence, small gardens are often treated as extensions of the home. Floor-to-ceiling glass doors erase boundaries between interior and exterior. Open kitchens connect directly with patios for alfresco dining. Balconies turn into vertical gardens that become visual backdrops for living rooms. The house and garden flow into each other, creating a holistic living environment. This integration reflects the future of residential design, where homes are not closed boxes but living systems connected to nature. Cultural identity also plays a role in shaping garden styles. In Mediterranean countries, gardens emphasize warmth, bold colors, and communal gathering. In Northern Europe, restraint, clean lines, and natural textures dominate. In Southeast Asia, lush tropical vegetation, water features, and open-air pavilions create cooling environments. Modern small gardens often blend these influences, producing hybrid designs that resonate with global citizens who appreciate variety and fusion. As we consider future trends, the role of climate change cannot be ignored. Rising temperatures and unpredictable weather patterns demand resilience. Drought-tolerant plants, shade-providing trees, and adaptable layouts are crucial. Designers are experimenting with edible landscapes, integrating herbs, vegetables, and fruit trees into ornamental gardens. This not only enhances sustainability, but also reflects a lifestyle shift towards self-sufficiency and healthy living. At the same time, aesthetics remain central. Future gardens will increasingly showcase natural textures, organic forms, and ecological consciousness, but they will not compromise elegance. The small garden will be a canvas where function, sustainability, and beauty coexist. Whether through recycled materials, climate-adaptive plants, or multifunctional designs, the message will be clear. Harmony with nature is the foundation of modern architecture. What emerges from these strategies, choices, and case studies is a portrait of the small garden as both a design challenge and an artistic opportunity. It is not about fitting less into less space. It is about reimagining how people live, breathe, and connect with their environment. With careful planning, thoughtful material use, and creative vision, even the most compact garden can become a masterpiece of architecture and nature working together. In the next stage, the focus will turn to the future of small garden design, exploring long-term trends, visionary concepts, and how architects, designers, and homeowners can embrace innovation to create timeless spaces for generations to come. As we move into a vision of the future, the small garden becomes more than a decorative element. It becomes a statement of lifestyle, sustainability, and innovation. The trends that are emerging now are only the beginning of a long-term transformation in how outdoor spaces are imagined and experienced. Architects, designers, and homeowners alike are no longer satisfied with gardens that merely look good. They seek gardens that live, breathe, and evolve with their occupants. The first major trend shaping the future is adaptive design. Climate change brings unpredictability, and gardens must adapt. Designers are moving away from fragile, high-maintenance species in favor of resilient plants that withstand drought, heavy rainfall, and fluctuating temperatures. Modular planters and flexible layouts allow spaces to change with the seasons or the homeowner's needs. A garden today might be a meditation corner, and tomorrow it might host a dinner gathering. This adaptability ensures that small gardens remain relevant and functional in the long term. Technology will play a central role in shaping future gardens. Smart sensors already measure soil moisture, light intensity, and air quality, but the future holds even more integration. Imagine gardens that adjust irrigation automatically based on climate data, or lighting systems that change intensity according to natural circadian rhythms to support human wellness. Augmented reality tools are beginning to help homeowners visualize design changes before implementation, and artificial intelligence may soon provide tailored care routines for each plant, reducing human error and maximizing growth. Sustainability, already a guiding principle, will only deepen in importance. Small gardens will increasingly embrace regenerative design, creating not just less harm, but actively improving their ecosystems. Rainwater harvesting will be the norm, graywater recycling systems will become mainstream, and composting units will transform kitchen waste into soil nutrients. Designers will prioritize biodiversity, encouraging gardens to serve as mini habitats for bees, butterflies, and birds. In cities, this collective network of small gardens can significantly support urban ecology, mitigating heat, filtering air, and fostering a more balanced environment. Another defining characteristic of future gardens is the integration of edible landscapes. As urban farming gains momentum, more people will turn balconies, rooftops, and courtyards into sources of food. Herbs, vegetables, and fruit trees will grow alongside ornamental plants, blending beauty with practicality. The garden will no longer be a passive space, but an active contributor to the household's health and nourishment. This reflects a larger movement towards self-sufficiency and conscious living. Culturally, the small garden will continue to act as a canvas of identity and fusion. As societies grow more interconnected, design will merge influences across continents. A single garden may borrow the calm minimalism of Japanese Zen traditions, the vibrancy of Mediterranean courtyards, and the lushness of tropical landscapes. What unites these influences is the ability to express individuality while staying attuned to global design dialogues. Homeowners will craft gardens that tell their stories, reflect their values, and connect them with the wider world. Architecture and garden design will grow even more inseparable. Future homes will be conceived with gardens as core components, not afterthoughts. Courtyards will function as natural light wells, improving energy efficiency. Green roofs and vertical gardens will expand living space upward, cooling buildings naturally while adding beauty. Interior layouts will revolve around views of greenery, blurring the lines between inside and outside. For many architects, the home without a garden, no matter how small, will be incomplete. The psychological dimension of gardens will gain further recognition. As urban life grows faster and more digitally saturated, people will seek spaces that ground them. Small gardens will serve as personal sanctuaries where the rhythm of nature replaces the noise of technology. They will be designed not just for sight, but for sound, smell, and touch. Fragrant plants, rustling leaves, and textured stones will create multi-sensory experiences that restore balance. Designers will treat gardens as therapy, acknowledging their profound role in mental health. Looking further ahead, we can imagine visionary concepts. Floating gardens integrated into modular housing systems may become part of future cities. Vertical farms might merge with residential blocks, where every balcony contributes to a collective green network. Community microgardens, shared by neighbors in high-rise complexes, will foster social bonds and cooperative living. In dense cities, drone-assisted delivery of plants or automated vertical maintenance systems could simplify upkeep, ensuring that even the busiest individuals maintain vibrant gardens. At the same time, design aesthetics will evolve. Future small gardens may embrace organic forms, using curved pathways and asymmetrical layouts to mimic the unpredictability of nature. Materials will increasingly be recycled or locally sourced, emphasizing authenticity and responsibility. Colors may shift with trends, neutral palettes giving way to bold, expressive tones that reflect human creativity. Lighting will become sculptural, integrating art and function to transform gardens into living installations by night. Education will also influence future gardening. Schools, workplaces, and communities will incorporate small gardens as essential elements of daily life. Children will grow up learning to nurture plants, fostering respect for ecosystems. Workplaces will integrate pocket gardens and green terraces to support employee well-being and creativity. The small garden will no longer be seen as luxury. It will be a necessity, as essential as electricity or water in shaping a healthy lifestyle. As we imagine this future, the essence of the small but beautiful garden remains timeless. It is not defined by square footage, but by intention. It reflects humanity's unending desire to coexist with nature, even in the heart of the city. It represents resilience, creativity, and the capacity to turn limits into opportunities. And it embodies the belief that beauty, however modest in scale, can enrich life immeasurably. The journey from tradition to modernity, from compact courtyards to futuristic vertical ecosystems, shows how the garden has adapted across centuries, yet retained its purpose. It connects us to the earth, nurtures our senses, and inspires our spirit. The small garden of tomorrow will not only decorate our homes, it will sustain our bodies, restore our minds, and weave us into the larger story of human life and the natural world. In closing, the small but extremely beautiful garden is more than a design trend. It is a vision of living well, responsibly, and harmoniously in a rapidly changing world. Whether in a quiet balcony, a rooftop oasis, or a courtyard framed by modern architecture, the garden reminds us that beauty thrives in simplicity, and that even the smallest spaces can hold the greatest meaning.